Hey, hi, hello, and welcome to the show. My name is DDare Bionic, if you did not know, and I am black with another video. Okay, so I am continuing my series of videos where I talk about theater and how-tos and tips and tricks and life hacks with theater. If you haven't seen my original video about directing, click the little link right above. It'll take you right to it. Go watch that video before you watch this one, and comment down below what you want me to talk about next, and make sure you like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you get a notification every single time I post a video. I post twice a week, so make sure those notifications are on so you are the first to see my next video about theater tips or movie reviews or makeup reviews or whatever I happen to do next. Maybe even a music video, who knows? So today's video is gonna be all about audition prep. As you can see in the title, I know I started this series with directing. That's because that's the thing that I've been doing the most recently. But the bug has kind of been scratching back at me and kind of making me want to get back on stage. It's been almost 5 years since I have performed in a show on stage. I took a little break, and I'll get into a story time about that. Comment down below if you want to see a video on why I took a break from acting, why I've taken such a long extended break. But anyway, enough about me. This video is about you. So you there watching this video, if you want to get into acting, here is everything you need to do to prepare for your first, next, or last audition. So according to the dictionary, an audition is an interview for a particular role or job as a singer, actor, dancer, or musician, consisting of a practical demonstration of the candidate's suitability and skills. Oh, I like that, suitability. But that is truly what it is. It's an interview. It's an exchange. You go in, you meet the casting director, or if you're doing community theater, a lot of the times it is the actual director of the show, a casting board member, or the assistant director, or just someone else who is going to be deeply involved in the project. And auditions can be intimidating. I'm going to get that out of the way right now. Auditions can be intimidating, especially if it is your very first audition ever. I remember the first show I auditioned for outside of high school, because high school, listen, I was very blessed in high school because I was one of very few boys in our theater group of like 5 people. Like, there were not very many of us. So auditions in high school for me were basically like, come read for this part. Like, you're gonna get the part because you're the only boy. And that's cool and great, and you get a lot of leads, and you get to kind of build up that muscle. But it truly, I will tell you now, if you are acting in high school and auditioning, unless you go to high school with a very prestigious theater program, auditions outside of high school are going to be a lot more intimidating. I've been in rooms with hundreds of people all vying for a part and been cast in some of those parts, which is kind of the the opposite end of it. You go in and you're like, holy fuck, how am I gonna beat out all these people? And then you see your name, you get an email, and you're like, you've been cast, and you're like, what the hell, I beat out all those people. So rule number 1 and step number 1 is find the audition. In your area, you can go on your Facebook page. If you have social media, you can go on and just type in auditions near me, or go to, finding theater groups near me. Finding the audition is probably the easiest part. You can go to Google. I'm based in St. Louis. If you are also based in St. Louis, stlauditions.com is a great place to find auditions. And I am sure there is a XYZ city auditions.com for almost every city in America. If there is a theater, if there is a thriving theater scene, I'm sure there is a website where you can find all of the auditions. So finding the audition is the easiest part. Reaching out to the people, follow the directions specifically in the casting notice. It's probably going to ask like for your name. If it's a bigger company, they might ask for, what time slot you want. It'll give you directions. A lot of companies, if they do cold reads, will put out the sides for the cold reads prior to the auditions. So you can download those sides and kind of read through them, and that way you can kind of have a little bit of grasp beforehand. If it's a monologue audition, I will get to that in a moment. And yeah, make sure you're following all of the directions to a T when it comes to reaching out about an audition. Schedule that audition, book it, write it down in your calendar so you don't forget. And then it's time to go to the audition. I like to go to auditions as myself. I don't dress up. I don't get like extra. I don't do anything extra. I might wear makeup to an audition if I'm feeling like that vibe is what the character is giving off. But I mostly go to auditions dressed as me. I'll wear a nice pair of jeans, a button-up shirt, or a nice sweater or something like that. Something simple, so that the director can kind of cast the character, their vision of the character onto you. Is a lot of what you learn when you go to school for acting. From what I hear, you got to be able to see what the character is going to look like on a person. So you don't want them to come like crazy decked out and all this stuff. Just super simple, pare it down, but also don't try and be somebody you're not. They want to see you. They don't want to see some weird version of you think they want to see. Now, I know I said auditions can be intimidating, but step number 3, we're on 3 now. So step 1 is find the audition. Step 2 is reach out and apply for the audition. Step 3 is showing up. Auditions, like I said, can be intimidating. Don't be intimidated. And that is easier said than done, baby. It is easier said than done. Take it from a gull who knows. It is very hard not to walk into a room, especially when you've been doing it for a while. You walk into a room and you see like people that you have watched perform for years, that you have maybe even done shows with, that you admire greatly. I know there are a couple actors around town when I walk into a room, specifically Black male actors, where I walk into a room and I see them and I'm like, oh, the competition is on. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna beat this person out for this part, but that's okay. And it having that feeling is not, for me at least, doesn't come from a place of insecurity or a place of lack of belief in my talent, because I'm talented as fuck. I am incredibly talented. I am at it. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm a great actor. I am passionate about it, and I've taken the time to work on my craft. So my self-praise is earned for sure, but there are still people who I see in a room who I feel are more talented than I am, who have been either doing it longer or doing it more, or just have a different technique of acting than I do. And good God, they are just, I am in awe of these people, and it's really humbling, but also really, really fucking cool to be in those spaces with those people. It's really exciting. I walk into a room, if you're brand new, we're taking this as if you're brand new. So you've never met any of these people before. This is your first audition. You don't know anybody. Walk in, and I've struggled with this when I first started acting. I am not, how do I put this without every single one of my friends jumping down my throats and being like, yes, you are. I'm not a friendly person in the way of when I come for a specific thing, I didn't come to make friends. Like when I go out to the club, I didn't come here to make friends. I came here to key with the girls that I'm with. Yes, I am going to the club with only girls. I'm not going to the club with men. Absolutely not. I came to key with the people that I came to key with, and that is it. Like that. So when I go to an audition, I'm usually like in work mode. Like I am focused. If I have a monologue memorized, I'm like drilling that monologue in my head. If I, have a cold read, I've received my whatever. But I would encourage you as a new performer to network with some of the people in the room. Introduce yourself. It's very easy to, if you see somebody sitting by themselves, just to be like, hey, is this your first time auditioning here? Or just introduce yourself. Hi, my name is so-and-so. Have you worked with these people before? It's a great way also to learn like who's a repeat offender, who has worked with this group and keeps coming back. Why do they keep coming back? Why did they audition for this show? It's really good to start those connections in the audition process, because like you could be going in before somebody and be like, hey, break a leg when you go in, and then they come out and they're like, how'd it go? It went well, or I don't know, we'll see. And, you might get cast in a show together, or you might not get cast in that show, but that person knows who you are now, and they'll see you at the next audition, and they'll come to you and be like, hey, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. The entertainment community is all about connection. when it comes to auditioning, performing, getting on bills as a musician, getting cast in shows. It's all about connection. And for me, pardon me, spooky me, it is all about genuine connection. I'm not gonna fake. I'm just not. I just simply will not. But building genuine connections is really and truly the way to find the good people, because there are some not so good people, and build a great like friend group. I have a really, really cool theater friend group. I have a lot of people that I am very mean to, but that's because that's my love language with my friends. You can ask any of my friends. I am mean when I love you a lot. If I love you a lot, I'm probably going to be mean to you. Unless you're my boyfriend, I'm not going to be mean to him because I love him. So you're at your audition. Like I said, try not to be intimidated by the sheer number or just the fact that there are people in the room. There's going to be a lot of people auditioning it, you know, depending on the size of the company and the show. You also hopefully will have done your research on the show, and you know, you have a part in mind, or there are several parts that you're thinking about. Go up, introduce yourself to the people who are conducting the auditions. A lot of times there will be like, I think we call them gophers, who will kind of be sitting down there and signing people in, giving out audition forms, taking information, blah, 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 walking you up to where the auditions will be. Say hi to that person too. Like, make sure that every person you come into contact with, you're being genuine toward. Don't let them see you shaking in fear. And if you are scared, that's okay, because auditions are scary. But hold that confidence, hold your head up, fake it till you make it. It's all about acting. You're acting. It's all acting practice. You have signed in, you're checked in. Again, follow every rule that they tell you. If they give you a number, take the number. If they're like, listen for your name and we'll call you when we're ready for you, make sure that you don't put your headphones in and start zoning out. Like, make sure that you are following all the rules of the road. And then once you go in for the audition, introduce yourself to the casting board. There could be, I have seen upwards of 4 people in a room. And I know that there have been audition spaces where there have been more people than that, which is crazy to think about. But I have been auditioned by at least 4 people at a time, and they were all casting for different shows. But it can, again, be intimidating to have 4 people watching you. But you think about the fact that there are going to possibly be hundreds of people watching you at some point. So you just kind of suck that up and keep on trucking. When you enter the room, I like to offer a handshake. I know that a lot of people don't like handshakes because some people don't be washing their hands. And that is fair and that is valid, especially, you know, in this pseudo post-pandemic / still kind of pandemic world that we live in. It is definitely, you know, I think the handshake has kind of gone away. I still shake people's hands. But I wash my hands and I stay strapped with the mechs. So I should put that on a shirt. I absolutely should put I stay strapped with the mechs on a shirt. Yes. Oh my God. If y'all would buy that shirt, comment down below. If you would buy a shirt that says I stay strapped with the mechs, I need to know. Definitely, you know, confidence is key when it comes to an audition. I will give a little story. So I auditioned for a show. I've only done Shakespeare once. I've auditioned for Shakespeare many times, and Shakespeare intimidates me, even having done this show to great success. A lot of people, a lot of my friends and family have told me that it is probably my greatest performance to date, which is wild to think about, that a Shakespeare performance, you know, is one of my greatest performances, when it still freaks me out to think about. Here I am. By the way, I played Aaron the Moor in Titus Andronicus. It was so much fun. It was a great time. Very intimidating. The times before that I had auditioned for Shakespeare, I was not confident. I didn't have the skill or ability. And this is one of those times where there were like dozens, I mean, so many people in these auditions. And I was like, there is absolutely no way I'm going to get picked. Like, I truly went into, I was invited to the auditions, and I went into that audition being like, there's no way. Going in this time around, I had a level of confidence. I I think I was more aloof than confident, honestly. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go out for it. The part seems interesting. The part that I was going in to read for. Not that I was invited. I just was told to come to the auditions by a friend. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I hate Shakespeare is something I need to cross off my list. I feel like every actor needs to do Shakespeare. And I went in and I was like, you know what? There's all these people. I'm not going to get this fucking part. So I'm just going to do my best. Suffice everything I just said to say, go into the audition with confidence. Walk into that room when you meet those people who are casting that show with your head turned up, your nose to the sky, and, you know, read for the part. If your read is good, they'll want you back. And if it's not good, they'll tell you like, hey, well, you know, don't call us, we'll call you. And the no's do sting sometimes, especially if it was a part that you really, 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 really wanted. We take no's as learning and growing moments when it comes to being a performer, being a thespian, being in theater. We take those L's and we turn them into W's because you just have to keep working. So I've talked a little bit about what happens in auditions, or how we got to the audition process. So you've researched where the auditions are happening, where you can find shows. You've booked your audition, you went in, you've networked a little bit, you've greeted everyone with confidence and kindness and genuineness. You've gone into the room, you've done your reading. I can't tell you how to conduct yourself in the room. I can only tell you that read the room. Read the room. Don't hold back by any means. As a director, I always tell my actors, give me more. And if it's too much, I'll pull you back. But always give me too much. Always give 110 when you're in audition. Don't be shy. Don't be scared. You just got to go for it, because the people who just go for it, even if it's kind of off the wall and it's the opposite of what the director was thinking about, those are usually the people that get chosen. The people who walk in with delusion and blind confidence and kill it and just eat it up. Like, directors love that kind of, at least I, as a director, I can't speak for all directors, but I love seeing someone who's not afraid to just give it 110% and do something totally crazy. I do want to take this portion of the video to talk about types of auditions and what you should bring to specific types of auditions, what your preparedness level needs to be. To every audition, come prepared with a headshot and a resume. Headshots can be something as simple as a selfie, printed out 8.5 by 11, regular standard letter paper size. If you want professional headshots, you can do some research and find. If you have friends who are in the theater community, see who did their headshots. If you have a friend that's just really good at taking pictures, headshots don't need to be this thing that you spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on. Make sure that you have a headshot, you have your resume, if you're a baby thespian, if you're brand new, you don't have a resume, you don't have anything that you can put on a resume. You're just like, hey, this is my first show, I'm just trying this out. A director is going to give you a chance. Regardless, if you come into an audition with confidence and talent and a willingness to learn, a director will cast you. Take it from a director who has cast those people. I believe in giving everybody a chance. If you show me in the audition that you can do it, I'm going to give you a chance. I'm going to cast you. I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to be like, well, this person has never acted before, so next. If you go in with confidence, if you go in, you're just like, hey, I've never done this before, but I'm excited and eager, you're going to get that part. You might not get the part every time, but you're going to get that part. Now, based on the audition notice, you could have a cold read. Like I said in my directing video, and I believe I said it earlier in this video, a cold read is when you are given either ahead of time via the audition notice, or at the audition themselves, you're given a side. A side is essentially just a couple pages from the script. They'll say, you'll read for this character. You take those couple pages, you read over those lines. If there is, and this is a great point where, you can make another networking connection. If you go in with someone else, you're reading together, get together with that person, read it out loud back and forth a couple times. And you can, when you go in, you too kind of feel a little bit more genuine and connected to each other. And you've built another connection. like I keep going back to building connections. It's all about connections. So that's a cold read, and cold reads intimidate people for the fact that it's cold. Sometimes you'll get the script and they'll want you to just read it right there in front of them. They'll, you know, I do cold reads typically because I like to see people think on their feet and see what they can do. And I personally like cold reads because I ain't trying to memorize no monologue. And that leads me into monologue auditions. Now, a lot of actors like monologue auditions because it's a chance to kind of show a range all in one moment. And I love a monologue in a show. I love giving a monologue. I love writing monologues. And basically you will, you know, it'll ask you to prepare either a 1 to 2 minute. They typically don't like them to be longer than 2 minutes. So keep your monologues. I like to go 90 seconds. That is my general time that I like to keep my monologue, 90 seconds. It's not quite 2 minutes and it's not quite a minute. So you feel like you're getting your money's worth of me in that 90 seconds. You know, if it asks for a comedic monologue, I will pick one from a drama and make it funny. Or an actual funny monologue. If it asks for a dramatic monologue, I'll pick something that has some funny little moments so that there's depth. When you're picking your monologue, you want to pick something that caters to you and your talents as an actor. If you're brand new, picking something easy that you can memorize. Don't go out there trying to do V speech from V for Vendetta.
Verily, this vichyssoise of verbiage veers most verbose. So let me simply add that it's my very good honor to meet you, and you may call me V.
Are you like a crazy person?
That is not the monologue for you to pick on your first go around. It's not going to impress anybody if you can say all those V's over and over and over again. It's just not. It's not going to. At this point, directors have seen it all. They don't want to see the V for Vendetta monologue. Put it down. Put it. I see you clicking on it. I see you printing it out. Put it down. Put it down.
Spare the rod.
Pick something that feels original. Pick something that you feel like nobody has done before, even though everything has been done before. I personally like to use monologues that I have written myself. I had one that I wrote early on in my acting career when I first started. That got me cast in a couple parts. It at least got me noticed by many people. Called Alcoholics Anonymous that I wrote a long time ago. It actually might still be up on this YouTube channel, just unlisted. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Listen, the Alcoholics Anonymous monologue is still on my YouTube channel and it is private at this moment. Comment down below if you want me to re-record and remake the Alcoholics Anonymous monologue. Oh my God. I can't believe this was 2012. 2012 this came out. I wrote this in 2011 then. Yeah, wow. Wild. Let me know. Comment down below if you guys want to see that because, whoo, child. Make sure you're picking a monologue that caters to you and your talents, your skill level. If you're new, don't pick the V for Vendetta monologue. If you've been in the game for 10 years, don't pick the V for Vendetta monologue. And that's a thing. Like, once you find something that's good, that fits your niche, that I like to pick something that's kind of universal that you can use for many different types of shows, go in with the same monologue. If there's going to be this, have a couple to choose from. Like, get a couple of monologues that you can memorize that if you just like kind of glance over them, you can get it back immediately. Because sometimes you will be in the room with some of the same people who you've auditioned with before who have seen this monologue. You don't want to repeat the same monologue for the same people. Definitely rotate them out, get some fresh new ones. But I would say have at least 1 or 2 monologues that you carry with you throughout your entire career because they just fit. Third type of audition, and I haven't really talked about musicals really at all. I love musicals. I am a singer, obviously. Check out my music. Click the link right here. And click down below in the description box to stream my music everywhere you listen to your music. My second album, Statuesque, is fucking fire. Definitely check it out. But musical auditions are a very wicked beast. Musical auditions, in my experience, are two parts. You have your singing audition, and then they have you come back and read for a character. Musical auditions intimidate me the most. Going into audition for a straight play, I really don't ever get intimidated anymore. Even when I see those people in the room that I'm like, oh my God, this person's gonna get this part. They're fun to me. Auditions are great. I love auditioning. It's fun, it's exciting. It sucks when you don't get the yes, but it is incredible when you get the yes. So whatever. But musical auditions, as someone who grew up singing, I'm not like classically trained. I have a little, very, very, very little bit of training, but I have bombed very many musical auditions for sure. Just because my confidence in my voice was not where it is today. Today, I could go into a musical audition and absolutely murder that shit. But my thing is always the accompaniment and trying to match, and that part gets intimidating for me. But for a musical audition, they will usually ask for 32 bars of a song in the style of the show, not a song from the show unless specified. Do not sing a song from the show unless they ask for a song from the show. Something in the similar style. So if you're doing something like The Little Mermaid, I would pick another Disney or something fun, kid-friendly. If you're doing Rocky Horror Show, I made the horrible mistake of trying to do oh my God, what song was I doing? I was auditioning for Rocky Horror and I was doing Sweet Transvestite. Why? Yet another audition I absolutely bombed. It was not good. And I never showed my face in that theater ever again. Lately, I've been doing You'll Be Back from Hamilton as my audition song, or Jack's Lament from Tim Burton's A Nightmare Before Christmas. That song sits very perfectly in my register. And it's a beautiful song to sing. It's got some great range. So definitely pick a song that feels good. If you're a singer, you know what you can sing. Don't overdo it. If you can go big, go big. I'm not a belter. That's not my gig. So I'm not picking a song where I'm supposed to be belting. It's just not gonna happen. It's not coming from here, vibes. But if you can belt, pick a song with a big belty note. If you've got a beautiful falsetto, pick a song with a great falsetto. The whole point of an audition is to show off your talent and show off who you are. So that's why I said, come dressed as yourself, come with a monologue that fits you, come with a song that fits you, and show that director the best you that you can put forward. And they're gonna love it. They're gonna eat it up. They're going to eat it up. I hope that you all got everything you need from this video. I feel so good about this series. I am so happy to be doing this because as much as I love to gaslight, girl boss, and gatekeep, I'm not gonna gatekeep the theater community from you because it is such a fun and exhilarating community to get into. And when you find the right group of people, you will have friends truly for life. And it's really great. And it's a great way to open yourself up. So like I said in my last video, I just love theater and I love talking about it. Comment down below or hit me up on any of my social media. I'm at DDare Bionic on literally everything. Hit the link down below. You can find all my social media links to my music, my discount code for Lunatide's hair color, and merchandise if you want to support the channel. Everything helps. Every little penny helps. So hit the links down below for all of that, and hit the comment section to let me know which theater category facet you want me to talk about next. I'm thinking about finally taking that dive into the acting portion of this next, but that's all I got for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.